Hello people YouTube, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another vlog here. This is a bike vlog. I have been out on my bike. I didn't really have, it's just too cold to really do it outside. The time I come back home, my fingers are just actually starting to get the heat back in them. Bitterly cold outside. It's about, I think it's about 1 degrees, but it feels like -5. There's quite a strong wind blowing. I think it was meant to be snow. We don't get snow on the coast, but it was quite a strong wind and my fingers were just so, oh. So I did a little spin, kind of like a 5-mile loop or so. I was actually planning to head up to my mum and dad's, but the underpass that I usually go under was all full of ice. It's been dry, so there's not really any sort of like black ice in the roads. I mean, the roads are all salted, but under the bridge, it was basically like where the water had flowed. It was just like a sheet of ice, so I just turned back, came home. I'd probably had another few miles onto my ride, but it's so cold outside, it's bitter. But it's been an interesting couple of weeks since I was last out. I think I was last out on January. I think it was about the 22nd, so it's been about 3 weeks or so. A couple of things have happened. Sadly, one of my friends on Facebook, Mark Stalker, sadly passed away with COVID. Mark was 50 years old. In fact, he just had his birthday. He put a post in like January the 10th, I think, that he had man flu and it could go and do one. Somebody then commented, oh, you should get tested for COVID. And so he booked an appointment, obviously tested positive. And some point between then, I think his last Facebook post was like the 13th of January. Sometime between then and the 25th of January, he went into hospital and was put on a ventilator. I grew up in the same street. He's the same age as my brother. My brother's like 3.5 years older than me. So Mark's just over 3 years and a bit older than myself. And he was a massive rugby guy. He just loved rugby. But sadly, he was on the ventilator. They upped his medication and stuff, but it didn't really work, and it was into his lungs, and his lungs were in a pretty bad state. And towards the end, his family got called, I think, last Saturday. This happened last week. And he got called in, and he sadly passed away Sunday morning. About 3 o'clock in the morning, he passed away. His lungs were just, they had blood clots, and just, you know, at the end he wasn't breathing. The ventilator was obviously doing it for him. So, and Scotland beat England as well, first time at Twickenham in 36 years. So Mark would only have been, 38 years, sorry. Mark would only have been 12 when Scotland last won at Twickenham. But he was a huge rugby fan. But for me, it's kind of opened my eyes a little bit to COVID. I'm not saying I didn't believe in it before, but, you know, it's almost like, you know, I wouldn't say too young. I mean, I'm not young, I know that, but compared to other people that are getting it, like 70s, 60s, 70s crew, I was felt a little bit sort of, I wouldn't say that it didn't affect me, but I had that feeling. But this has really brought it home with COVID. You know, when somebody like that just, you know, to think that within 28 days of putting that post up, he's dead. You know, it's still hard, really. I've been thinking about it the last few days. You know, it's just hard to put into words, really. That somebody can sort of come into the new year and, you know, end up getting what seemed like a flu, basically. And then obviously, you know, got COVID and basically dead. It certainly hammers it home a little bit, and it makes it a little bit more sort of real, because that's the first person in my, I wouldn't say my inner circle, but first person on my radar that's had it. So I just want to pass on my condolences to his family, from myself, my wife, and the McCall family, my mum, my dad, Wilma and Jim, and my brother Derek. So just want to pass on those messages to his family. They might not see this, but you know, I just wish them all the best, you know, and hopefully it's sad, but you know, it's tragic as well. It's really hard to find words to really pass on. So my deepest condolences. But on to the cycle today. I just went out, kind of late in the day. It was after, I think, 1 or 2ish. Didn't really plan to go long. The wind, it was really strong wind. The wind, it was actually quite good cycling in the wind. I tend to really chicken out a cycling in the wind, but purely because it's so difficult. But I kind of enjoyed it today. You know, it was a little bit of crosswind. You had to maybe correct the bike a little bit. You had to really be like on the ball. You know, you had to be sort of, nose is running. You had to be in the ball there. But yeah, I didn't do a big whip. Just went down the shore. The shore was just brutal. Sand blowing about. And just a real constant wind. Oh, who's this? Vader. Vader. What are you saying? Vader. He's behind me. He might pop his head. Oh, there he goes. Hello, boy. What are you saying? Yeah, you come to see me. So yeah, just a quick whip. Kind of cut. Went down the shore. I just wasn't going along the shore any longer. Cut up. And back into the town. As I say, I was going to head up to my mum and dad's for a quick visit. But as I say, that ice under the bridge was pretty bad. So I just doubled back and came home. That's why I haven't done a vlog outside. So I'm just going to get derobed. And I might actually head back into town. I need to pick up some stuff. It is Valentine's Day tomorrow. So I need to get stuff. But yeah, I think we're actually possibly going to get snow. If we get snow, then you know it's bad everywhere else. I mean, Glasgow's pretty bad. Vader likes like rustly stuff, like see like bars, wrappers, crisps, bags, stuff like that. You can't open a bit of chocolate or a wrapper. Vader will come down. He could be sound asleep and he'll be down. But yeah, it's just a good little spin. It's so difficult out on the bike when it's cold. It's not so much it's your hands. You know, it's like when you're grabbing it's your thumb and these fingers that really get cold. I don't even know whether it's worthwhile putting like something on just these fingers, like tape or something. I don't know. Because you put on more gloves, you lose the feeling. You know, your hands might be semi-warm. There he is. Look, Keek, Vader. Look, Vader. What is it? You come to see me? Hello, boy. No, I don't want to see your bum. Vader. Vader. You better not stop that video. So yeah, I didn't really plan on doing much. I forgot what I was saying there. I don't know. I've completely lost it in my train of thought. Vader, I don't want to see your bum. This is what cats do. This is all you see. But anyway, I'm going to head off. Just a quick vlog. Not really. As I say, I didn't do it outside because the time you stop on a bike and you cool down, it can be really bad. You're having to get that heat built back up. Sometimes you never get it back. Yeah, fingers. You put more gloves on and you kind of lose the sensation in your foot. Not like getting cold, but just because there's that much fabric between your hands and the handlebars. And it can get a little bit kind of weird. But you don't have enough gloves on, your fingers just get so cold. So I might look at getting like a warmer glove, but then it's the same thing, you know, too much glove, you lose a lot of feeling. So Anyway, I'm going to head off. So take care. Catch you later. Bye.